48 hours to go before Delhi heads to polls, the contest has tightened to a fierce battle between the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP, the Congress and a handful of regional players who have also thrown their hats in the ring. At this crucial juncture, a new JNU report has stirred the pot, claiming that illegal immigration has significantly altered Delhi's demographic landscape. Researchers from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences have contributed to this study, which draws parallels to similar migration patterns in Mumbai, the findings of which were made public before the Maharashtra elections. Now, the JNU report points to a large influx of migrants from Bangladesh and Myanmar, many of whom settle in overcrowded, unauthorized colonies. This, it says, has fueled the growth of slums and unplanned settlements, straining Delhi's already overstretched infrastructure, whether it is housing, healthcare, sanitation and water supply. Now, this report has also highlighted shifts in the city's religious composition, citing a notable rise in the Muslim population due to the migration from places like Bangladesh, which it claims has influenced Delhi's socio-political dynamics. Now, seizing on this very report, the BJP has intensified its attacks on the Aam Aadmi Party, accusing Kejriwal government of offering political patronage that enables the steady influx of undocumented Rohingya and Bangladeshi migrants. Kejriwal in turn has slammed the Bharatiya Janata Party for equating Purvanchalis with illegal immigrants and allegedly deleting their names from the voter list ahead of elections. So the battle over Delhi's demography isn't new. But with both BJP and Aam Aadmi Party weaponizing narratives around illegal immigration, the question remains, whose campaign does this latest JNU report really hurt? Now, let's first take a look at the report by JNU in detail. Here's what it says. These are the findings that we have learned of. The first finding is talking about illegal immigration to Delhi that has significantly altered the city's demographic landscape. If you take a look at that, they also are talking about how there are a large amount of groups that have come in from neighboring nations like Bangladesh and Myanmar, and that has altered the dynamics, the demography in the national capital altogether. The second thing that this report talks about is that these migrants who have illegally come into the national capital, they often settle in these overcrowded neighborhoods. These are neighborhoods of areas like Selampur, Jamia Nagar, Zakir Nagar, Sultanpuri, Mustafabad, amongst many others, and they in fact strain the Delhi resources. Now, the third finding talks about how unauthorized settlements by these illegal immigrants have led to the proliferation of slums and unplanned colonies, and this has caused an immense amount of pressure on the Delhi infrastructure. If we take a look at finding number 4, they also talk about the healthcare system in Delhi that is facing a significant challenge due to the influx of these migrants. Overcrowded hospitals and clinics are unable to meet with the demands of both legal residents and these undocumented populations, resulting in reduced access to the quality of healthcare for all. Now, finding number 5 suggests that the migrants' participation, especially in low-wage jobs, has now created this economic competition within the local workers who in fact are finding it hard to cope up with that. This is leading to a resentment amongst the Delhi's native population. Now, next thing that this report suggests is describing the role of the informal network in migration. They say that migrants often rely on brokers, agents and religious preachers for housing and jobs. The next aspect of this report crucially underlines how the migrants have been linked to illegal activities such as smuggling, document forgery and human trafficking, and these activities pose a significant security risk to the city and also complicate the law enforcement efforts. The demographic changes, in fact, also are caused by migration that have altered the religious composition, like I mentioned, of Delhi, with a notable increase in the Muslim population as per this JNU report. And this is all to do with migration specifically from Bangladesh, and this has impacted the political dynamics of the city. Now, we also are learning of certain cultural differences that this report talks about, and how the inability of the migrants to integrate into the local communities has led to social tensions and also conflicts, as the presence of isolated migrant communities has disrupted the traditional social structure in certain areas. We also are learning of how law enforcement agencies, despite intensified crackdowns, face bureaucratic hurdles and political resistance that delays the deportation effort, which is comes in the way of making that entire illegal settlement in fact thrive. And that is something that is, of course, having a key deterrent as far as doing away with these colonies are concerned. Now let's take a look at what exactly is this demographic change, and especially the Muslim dominance that this study is talking about. The study shows that the majority of respondents from this particular group that's been identified as illegal are Muslims, and they account for about 96.3% of the total population. Of those, with male representation is that of 47%, female representation is that of 53%. Out of that number, the Hindu respondents comprised of a much smaller, minuscule proportion, collectively constituting to just 4.7% of the population, out of which 1.4% of those were males and 3.3% were females. So we are asking, in the run-up to Delhi elections 2025, Delhi's demography has been altered, and this is what the JNU report really says. But will this alleged illegal influx impact elections?
इसमें कहा गया है कि there has been a notable increase of Muslim population because of illegal migration from Bangladesh and Myanmar. कहा गया है कि there is a change in the demography of the city. ये सारा कुछ political patronage के कारण हो रहा है.
Who's behind it? Either the report is false or it is a failure of BJP government. After all, the border is secured by central government, not by the state government.
Let me invite my guests on the broadcast who are joining me this evening on Plain Speak. Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. Preeti Sharma Menon, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, is also with us. And Meherdeen Rangrez, who is the AIMIM spokesperson, also joins us today. And last but not the least, Ellen Rao, former DCP, Delhi Police, is also with us on the broadcast. Let me actually begin with the BJP spokesperson, Rohan Gupta. There is this report that has now come out of JNU. BJP is using that as an ammunition, Rohan. But what is it that the Bharatiya Janata Party is suggesting, accusing the Aam Aadmi Party to having, in fact, allowed this sort of illegal immigration to foster in Delhi?
Basically, BJP has been raising this issue not now. Even in Jharkhand also we have raised this issue. How opposition parties are using illegal migrants irrespective of the fact that that is against the security or safety of the country for their electoral benefits. What they are doing. If their first role should be, if they come across any immigrant or any migrant, they should report to police or whatever legal action they should take. Rather than doing that, they are providing them legal documents. We have seen Aam Aadmi Party, one of their legislators, involved in this, giving the documents, wrong documents for the illegal migrants. What is this? This is situation in Delhi. It is in many other states. The point here is, Griha, these people, just for their electoral gains, they are undermining the national security, they are undermining the long-term impact on the country, and they are just using this as an electoral benefit for the vote bank politics. That is dangerous for the country. Irrespective of party, irrespective of the state, this is a dangerous trend which has started, and it needs to be stopped by political parties on their own. This is not the political issue. This is the issue of national security, national safety.
And while you say that, Rohan, while you say that, isn't that falling under the Union Home Ministry? What is the central government doing about it?
Absolutely. See, that's what I'm saying. Riyadh, see, illegal migrants or entry of the immigrants inside the country, it's a dangerous issue. I'm not saying that it is not responsibility of the Home Ministry. But then you cannot stop that completely. It is a process. It will take its own time. But in order to minimize it, whenever as a political party, you come across to such people, rather than providing documents, you should have taken legal actions, maybe reporting to police or whatever.
Okay.
But you are providing them documents. That is what I'm saying.
Preeti
It
wants
is a
to
question of
respond
intention.
with
I am not
placards, I am
putting-
afraid. Preeti, what are you suggesting with that?
So I have here the tweet of Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, who has written that he is going to give them UNHCR IDs to the refugees and he is going to settle them in Bakarwala. This is the Union Minister saying that he is going to settle them, give them houses under the EWS scheme. He is going to give them IDs. I have with me also a letter of Atishiji
not
written
giving them documents.
to Shri Honorable Amit Shah. I did not interrupt this gentleman, so he should wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, not giving them, I'll read it out for you. No, I'll read it out. In a landmark decision, all Rohingya refugees will be shifted to EWS flats in Bakarwala area of Delhi. They will be provided basic amenities, UNHCR IDs and round-the-clock Delhi police protection. Okay, this is the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. That's one. Point number two. Atishi ji last year wrote to Amit Shah saying why are Rohingya refugees being settled in Delhi. There's an entire letter which was written to it was written in December by Atishi to the Home Minister. I have further with me instructions given by the Delhi government to all schools, private and government, that if you come across any case of people who are illegal immigrants, you must report it to the government as well as to the police immediately. The protection of the country's borders lies with Amit Shah ji, lies with the Home Ministry. Why are refugees flooding? And you have pointed out in earlier that this same report was released in Maharashtra.
Yes.
TISS released the same report in Maharashtra just before the Maharashtra assembly elections. Before every assembly election, a university releases a report that immigration, migrants, illegal immigrants are becoming a big problem. What is the government doing about it? What is the central government doing about it? And here Delhi police also comes under the Union Home Ministry. It does not come with Delhi. Land comes under the government, central government. It does not come with the government of Delhi. So what is the land on which these people are staying? Why are they saying we demand that they be removed immediately? Crime is increasing in Delhi. Our Chief Minister has asked, who is the person who is supporting crime in Delhi? Delhi ka itna bada gunda kaun hai who is allowing? We've innumerable incidents in the last 1 week.
Earlier, when we were looking at elections in the national capital and when the campaign trail had not even begun, there was an accusation that was directly leveled by the Aam Aadmi Party against the central government of voter list and name deletion from the voter list. In that regard, there were things that were said claiming that Purvanchalis are being called Rohingyas and Bangladeshis, and this is a direct attack at Purvanchalis, and that was a campaign that was led by Mr. Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party. Which way is your attack against the BJP really headed? Because it all seems very muddled up.
No, in fact, I would like to very categorically state that any illegal immigrant in the country, not just the national capital, should be immediately deported. Our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has had umpteen meetings in the last 10 years with the Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and I think I understand that she is also a refugee now in our country. In all these meetings, how many times did Narendra Modi ji bring up the issue of illegal immigrants? When the Trump administration was formed, the first meeting with our External Affairs Minister, the American government brought up the issue of illegal Indian immigrants. Have we ever brought it up with? Instead, we are asking their last Prime Minister to stay here as a refugee. It is the Indian government that is allowing refugees over here, and in using that as an excuse, they are actually deleting the voters who are genuine voters of India. So I think that the rights of Indian citizens are being taken away under the names of these refugees. How can you attack Purvanchalis and call them refugees? But the actual refugees and the crime, I totally agree. Crime in Delhi has gone haywire. Crime in Delhi is now so unprecedented that in the presence of police officers, gundas can attack the Chief Minister, they can attack our volunteers, they attack our vehicles. Videos of that have been shown. I can show you some more videos right here. And there is no action taken. There is no FIR also filed. So I totally agree. Illegal immigrants are a huge problem. The central government must reply to the JNU report. They must explain why these people are being settled. I think who you must call is, you must call the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri ji for questioning. I mean, I'm again sharing his tweet. He's settling them. He's giving an area, Bakarwala. He's also saying that he'll give them police protection. Why is the central
We'd let
government giving
Rohan
them police
respond to that
protection
aspect of
instead
Mr.
reporting
Puri's
them?
point that
That's my
Preeti is
question.
mentioning. But let me bring in the spokesperson of the AIMIM, and Meherdeen, I'd like to understand from you. It's your debut in the national capital, and there are specific areas that the AIMIM is targeting with the candidates that it has chosen to field. As was promised earlier, from 10, you've gone down to just 2. But is it categorically looking at the Muslim population and Muslim dominated areas that AIM chose to in fact get into this battle for Delhi?
देखिए मैडम, जिस तरीके से पूरा चुनाव झारखंड में जो है बीजेपी ने रोहिंग्या के नाम पे लड़ा गया, बांग्लादेशी मुसलमानों के नाम पे लड़ा गया, मगर वहां पर क्या हुआ, भाजपा हार गई वहां पर। यही चुनाव का पैटर्न लगातार ये दिल्ली में जब से चुनाव शुरू हुआ है तब से लगातार इसी तरीके का भ्रम फैलाने का काम किया गया कि यहाँ पर जो है बांग्लादेशी बहुत सारे आ गए, रोहिंग्या आ गए। तो भैया आपके पास तो जो है देश के जो हमारे गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी, तो सुरक्षा तो उनके हाथ में है।
तो मेहरदीन,
तो
आप ये
यहाँ
कह
पर
रहे हैं कि ये रिपोर्ट पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
तो पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड है, तो ये सेल्फ गोल है बीजेपी का, क्योंकि बीजेपी पहली पार्टी थी जो रिपोर्ट फ्लैश कर रही थी मीडिया के सामने कि ये देखिए आम आदमी पार्टी गवर्नमेंट के बिहेस्ट पे ये हो रहा है।
देखिए मैडम, इनके पास मुद्दे भिन्न पार्टी है, नेता भिन्न पार्टी है। बीजेपी के पास ना नेता है, ना नीति है, ना इनकी नैतिकता बची है। लगातार हिंदू मुसलमान के नाम पर चुनाव लड़ना चाहते हैं। हर तरीके से ये चाहते हैं कि किसी तरीके से समाज में ध्रुवीकरण हो जाए, बंटवारा हो जाए, तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति लगातार भाजपा लगातार करती आ रही है। भाजपा दिल्ली में, मैं पूछ रहा,
AIMIM अगर ये बात कह रही है, आपका तो वोट बैंक ही मुस्लिम्स है, आपकी
मैडम,
पॉलिटिक्स भी तो रिलीजियस पॉलिटिक्स है।
देखिए मैडम, आप गलतफहमी में हैं। हम हर एक जिनके साथ नाइंसाफी होती है उनमें हमारे मुसलमान भाई भी हैं, दलित भाई भी हैं, आदिवासी भी हैं, SC ST वाले लोग भी हैं। हम सबका प्रतिनिधित्व करते हैं और हम लोग सबको टिकट देते हैं, सब जीत के आते हैं हमारी पार्टी से। तो हम लोग लगातार हर एक उन मुद्दों को उठाते हैं जिन मुद्दों को जो सो कॉल्ड जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी और अपने आप को कहती है हम बहुत जो है पॉलिटिकल पार्टियां होने के नाते, और जो कहती है
तो
हम
इतने
बहुत
कम
सेकुलर
सीट्स पे
हैं,
कैंडिडेट क्यों फील्ड किए हैं AIMIM ने?
देखिए मैडम, ये हमारी एक अंदरूनी बात है कि हमने 2 ही प्रत्याशी पूरी दिल्ली में चुनाव में लड़ाए हैं और दोनों प्रत्याशी हमारे आने वाली 8 फरवरी को जीत के सदन में जाएंगे और फिर माहौल पूरा चेंज हो जाएगा। इंशाल्लाह लगातार हम अपनी कोशिश से जारी रखेंगे और आगे लड़ेंगे, जीतेंगे।
चलिए इस मुद्दे पे आपसे बात करेंगे, बट लेट मी एक्चुअली ब्रिंग इन Mr. Rao on this. Mr. Rao, there has been a special imploring upon, as far as the police commissioner in Delhi is concerned, by the lieutenant governor to identify illegals in the national capital ahead of polls in Delhi, and this is a special exercise that is being done at the behest of the LG. How do you see these developments, especially keeping in focus this latest report that's come out of JNU? Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao, I believe you are on mute.
Yes, Griha. This report, JNU report, is very alarming on the situation that these illegal migrants are being inhabited in Delhi by whatever the political party you can say, because recently, not only recently, but 3-4 months back, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi has ordered and directed the Commissioner of Police to identify those Bangladeshi and Rohingyas who are illegally living in Delhi, and that exercise is going on. The people are being identified and they are reported also. They are actual legal action is being taken against those persons who are found illegal immigrants staying in Delhi. But at the same time, I must say that why this at this time? That should have been done, because since long they are living, not it's only this month or 2 months before they are living. They are living before so many years. And I am very much sure that the political parties who are willing to take their votes, they are being
no, but Mr. Rao, my question to you is how at all they have gained so much ground in the national capital. How has the illegal settlement allowed to happen? Where is the law and order? We have just in fact put out that graphics that I would ask my producers to pull out, and we are talking about how the fake document racket is so rampant in the national capital, and it's so easily available. You can see birth certificates is just 3 lakh rupees rate, just 4 rupees. 4 rupees.
Yes,
and that's how easily 20 rupees Aadhaar card. That's how easily they can in fact get these documents and settle in the national capital and also be part of the voters list.
Yes, Griha, that is definitely this is a problem because and these documents are fake documents are available in rampant state, and that it seems to be the lack of intelligence by the police in capital because some few people have been arrested for that offences also, but providing fake visas, fake identity cards, fake Aadhaar card, fake
But
birth
Mr.
certificate,
Rao,
like that.
like you only mentioned, and I'm taking cues from your statement, you said that this is not like a recent phenomena. This has been happening for quite a few years now. How
Yes.
have the security agencies and the police, for that matter, been completely oblivious for such a racket to prosper and then allow so many people illegally to come into Delhi and no nabbing so whatsoever that has happened on part of the government and the police?
Yes, definitely. The police, there are two things, ma'am. Griha ji, there are two things. Number one, the political parties who are bringing them there and in the garbage, grab of that Indian national, they are putting them in the different areas. And then police
Which
is
political
having
parties are you
together.
talking about here? You're talking about Aam Aadmi Party?
Everybody knows about this. Aam Aadmi Party is bringing them.
Okay.
They are patronizing them.
Aam Aadmi
Not the
Party
BJP.
is not in the
Not the
border.
BJP. But
We are not in any
definitely-
border state. We don't share any state. We don't
No,
share
no,
any
no.
borders with Bangladesh or with
It is
Burma.
immaterial,
We are not
madam,
there
whether
in the
you
border.
say
The
the
border
border or
security
not.
force is over
But
there.
definitely
So please
everyone
explain
in
why
Delhi
the
and
border
everyone
security
in
force
India is
allows
Mr. Rao,
immigrants.
that's a fair
Yeah.
point that Preeti is making.
How
That's a
can
fair
you blame
point that
us?
she's
What have we
making.
got
There
to do
needs to
with
be a
I also
basis to
agree.
the
I also
allegations
agree.
that you are making against
Yeah.
AAP.
Yeah, yes, definitely, no doubt
baseless
that the borders
allegation.
are
I would
not
like you to
under them,
explain to
but
me
when
that why.
they
Let-
speak
let
of
her-
the
let him
border,
respond.
the
Preeti,
porous
let him
borders.
respond.
Gundagardi
Preeti,
going on in
Let
there
him
are porous
respond,
borders
please.
to West Bengal, Myanmar, and so many other borders are porous, and they definitely this is negligence of the border areas, BSF and other intelligence agencies. How these people can come into the in India, and when they once they are coming into India and they are illegally brought in here by some gang members. I must say that the gangs are operating at the border level. Definitely, the police
I
of
agree.
local police
I agree.
there.
So, Mr. Rao,
and the
you are
border
saying
security.
that before a decade, till the Aam Aadmi Party was not in power in the national capital, this did not happen?
No. It is recently after 2010 or 2014 or maybe 1 or 2 years before they started coming in.
Can I please come in?
Yes,
Most
Preeti, please respond.
most likely,
Can I
most
please come
likely.
in?
Priya,
Yes,
can I
Preeti.
come in because I'm waiting
In,
for
in
the
Yeah,
2014,
Rahul, I'll come to you in just a bit.
Election rallies,
Rohan, I'll
Narendra
come to
Modi. In 2014, in the election rallies, Narendra Modi gave speeches saying that there are a number of illegal immigrants in the country, and when his government comes into power, they will tackle the issue. So this was before our party was born also. They were already talking about illegal immigrants, and they promised that they would solve the issue. They have not solved the issue of illegal immigrants coming into the country. On the contrary, their cabinet minister is giving them homes and giving them IDs. The law and order is with the BJP. The border security is with the BJP. I will tell you what is happening. Arvind Kejriwal ji has just said that we are winning with 55 to 60 seats in Delhi. Today in Delhi, we are saving 25,000 rupees in each household, and therefore the Delhi's electorate is going to vote with the Aam Aadmi Party. Therefore, some bogies will be raised where people like this gentleman will blame the Aam Aadmi Party for border security. We have nothing to do with border security.
Okay.
This is what we do.
So,
We
Rohan,
promise people that
two
we will
claims
give
by the
them
Aam Aadmi Party.
benefits.
One,
We
the
will give
statement
their
by Hardeep Singh Puri.
property
You have to respond to that. And I would like to understand from you, there was a rally by the Prime Minister at RK Puram yesterday where he's clearly on record said that Aam Aadmi Party is in fact putting out certain false stories. Falsehood is being created at the behest of people who are living in juggies. None of the juggies will be taken away from those people. Out of those juggies that the Prime Minister is also talking about, many of them are also part of this report which claims that there are illegal immigrants that are settled in those juggies. What happens to that claim?
Priya, I would answer all your points one by one. See, point number one. When I started my remarks, I was very clear that this is the issue which is ongoing issue and we have to all tackle together. But that doesn't mean that you provide them fake document like that MLA Mohinder Goyal. He's been summoned by police where fake documents were provided to illegal migrant
Preeti, I'll let you respond to that. I'll let you respond to that. Let him make his point. Yes.
No, but
Yes, Rohan.
You cannot give voting rights to illegal migrants. That is what they are doing because it is their vote bank. How can you allow that? She has not spoken a single word. How can you justify giving illegal documents to the migrants and making them voter of India and allowing them to vote? Do you feel that is right? Number two, she is talking about Hardeep Puri ji under UN scheme. If refugees needs to be settled, that is the responsibility of each and every country under international treaty. That doesn't mean that voting rights are given to two are separate things.
So you're saying two different things.
Countries legally.
Rohan, you're saying two different things.
Allow me to complete.
On the one hand, you're accusing the Aam Aadmi Party of illegal influx, and then you're claiming that we have to give them a safe haven.
No, absolutely.
What is it the
Again,
BJP
you are
that
not
is...
understanding my point. No, you are not understanding the point. Under UNHRC scheme, under human scheme, as a country, there are obligations that if you get hold of immigrant migrants.
No, but I do understand the point that you're making. Then why is the BJP using this particular report by JNU as ammunition against AAP?
What is ammunition? This is against the national security. Where is the question of ammunition? They are providing false documents to the immigrants, making them voters for the electoral gains. That is the whole issue. I am not disputing the fact that this is the issue we have to solve together. But how it is justified that MLA gives the documents to the immigrant migrants and making them the voters for their political gain? That is wrong.
Okay.
Can we justify that? She's taking
your response. And the Mohinder
Yes.
Goyal issue seems to be an Achilles heels for Aam Aadmi Party. This comes up every now and then whenever we are talking about fake documentation.
And so BJP is a Bharatiya Jhoota party. They lie all the time. Mohinder Goyal has been called as a witness in that case. He is not an accused in the case, but they can come here and shout anything against us. They can file 200 cases against us. It is a different matter that out of the 200 cases filed against our party, 150 cases we have been acquitted. They keep filing false cases. They can keep doing that. The issue right now is the border security force is with the BJP. The Delhi police is with the BJP. The election commission
Unfortunately, we are going about in circles. When it is about law and order, it is under the central government, and that is the claim that has been made by Aam Aadmi Party. Which way will this go? We'll have to actually see now that campaigning is over and Delhi goes to polls on February the 5th. We leave it at that. We are going into a very short break on Plain Speak. Coming up on the other side, the caste census that finds backward caste from the majority in Telangana. That report puts the Congress on the back foot. We debate that after a very, very short break.
Mama must be...
सदस्यगण, बजट के बाद राज्यपाल अभिभाषण में आपको पर्याप्त अवसर दूंगा। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है, नहीं माननीय अखिलेश जी, आपने संसद की मर्यादा को आप बना के रखें। कभी बजट भाषण के अंदर इस तरीके का नहीं हुआ, ये उचित नहीं है, ये उचित नहीं है। अखिलेश जी प्लीज, मैं आपको मौका दूंगा राज्यपाल अभिभाषण पे, प्लीज। नो, ये तरीका ठीक नहीं है। नो, राज्यपाल अभिभाषण पे चर्चा होगी। नो तरीका।
Honorable Speaker, I present the budget for 25-26. This budget continues our government's efforts to A. Accelerate growth, B. Secure inclusive development, C. Invigorate private sector investments, D. Uplift household sentiments, and E. Enhance spending power of India's rising middle class. Together, we embark on a journey to unlock our nation's tremendous potential for greater prosperity and global positioning under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. As we complete the first quarter of the 21st century, continuing geopolitical headwinds suggest lower global economic growth over the medium term. However, our aspiration for a Vikasit Bharat inspires us, and the transformative work we have done during our government's first 2 terms guides us to march forward resolutely. Our economy is the fastest growing among all major economies. Our development track record for the past 10 years and structural reforms have drawn global attention. Confidence in India's capability and potential has only grown in this period. We see the next 5 years as a unique opportunity to realize Sabka Vikas, stimulating balanced growth of all regions. The great Telugu poet and playwright Gurujada Apparao had said, Deshamante matti kadoy, Deshamante manushuloy, meaning a country is not just its soil, a country is its people. In line with this, for us, Vikasit Bharat encompasses zero poverty, 100% quality good school education, access to high quality, affordable and comprehensive health care, 100% skilled labor with meaningful employment, 70% women in economic activities, and farmers making our country the food basket of the world. In this budget, the proposed development measures span 10 broad areas focusing on Garib, youth, Annadata and Nari, spurring agricultural growth and productivity, building rural prosperity and resilience, taking everyone together on an inclusive growth path, boosting manufacturing and furthering Make in India, supporting MSMEs, enabling employment-led development, investing in people, economy and innovation, securing energy supplies, promoting exports and nurturing innovation. For this journey of development, our 4 powerful engines are agriculture, MSME, investments and exports. The fuel, our reforms, our guiding spirit.
Welcome back. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Griha. Telangana has completed a caste survey and the report is set to be tabled in the Assembly on Tuesday. According to this caste survey report, backward classes constitute up to 56.3% of the population in Telangana, while scheduled castes account for 17.4% and scheduled tribes are 10.45% of the population. Other castes are around 15.79% in the state. Now, speaking in the parliament today and citing this very report, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, reiterated the demand for a caste census. He has said how this particular exercise that has been executed in Telangana has shown that Dalits, tribals, backward communities and minorities account for 90% of the state's population. And with that, he said that he's convinced that's the story across the country as well. But Congress's move also puts them on the back foot, because ahead of the civic body elections in the state of Telangana, the backward classes have now demanded a 42% reservation, warned of massive agitations if the demands are not met. So let's first take a look at what the report that's been tabled by the Telangana government really takes into account. Now, first takeaway that we are learning from this particular report, that survey, is that backward classes constitute to up to 56.33% of the population in the state, and scheduled castes account for 17.3% of the total population. As far as the third takeaway, we're also learning how scheduled tribes make up to 10.45% of the total population and 15.79% of other castes are in the state of Telangana, out of which Muslims constitute to about 12.56% of the total population, and within that demography we also know how 12.56% of that are in fact backward Muslims that make up they in fact constitute 10.08%, and just 2.48% constitute to the other backward classes within the Muslim community. Now, but Here's how Revanth Reddy's cabinet really looks like, because we have to in fact look within while pointing fingers to the others, and this is what and why the Rahul Gandhi led Congress party could find itself in the dock. Now 7 people including the Chief Minister Revanth Reddy are from forward caste. 2 of the members are from the backward caste, 2 are from the scheduled caste, and 1 person is from the scheduled tribe. So this is the composition of the Revanth Reddy cabinet, and hence we are asking that this Telangana Caste Census really is a debate that's strongly going on. This has found resonance in the budget session of the parliament as well, but whether or not Congress is on the back foot before the civic body polls in Telangana.
The whole purpose of the survey will be defeated.
Almost 90% of Telangana is either Dalit, Adivasi, backward or minority. Almost 90%. And I am convinced that that is the story across the country.
So we immediately demand the Congress government to give the local body reservation of 56.3% to the PCs, and only then conduct the local body elections.
Caste is a reality, region is a reality, religion is a reality. How to respect all these things and how to carry inclusive growth by involving everybody. That is important.
Taking this to my guest on the broadcast this evening, NV Subhash of Telangana Bharatiya Janata Party is with us. Also with us is Srinivas Reddy of the Congress Party. And also joining us this evening is Ravula Sridhar Reddy, senior leader of the BRS. Now Srinivas Reddy, I'd begin with you. There seems to be a lot of ambiguity of the demands that have been made by Rahul Gandhi and in turn by the Congress party. I'd like to understand how at all is Rahul Gandhi really using the Telangana model or the survey report as an example in demanding a caste census? What is it that he is looking at here?
Thank you, Griha ji. As we have seen our LOP speaking in the parliament today, Telangana has conducted the caste survey, caste census, and has submitted its report to the cabinet. I think the cabinet subcommittee meeting will be held tomorrow, after which the report will be put forth before the assembly. Rahul Gandhi ji has spoken about the caste census. It was a promise made by the Congress party in its manifesto before the assembly elections in Telangana here. And as part of the promise made by the party in its manifesto, our Chief Minister has diligently conducted the caste census survey, and a report has been, it's being submitted tomorrow to the cabinet subcommittee, I mean to the state cabinet, and after the cabinet gives approval, it will be going towards the assembly, wherein the discussions on the committee would, the reports would be taken.
Yes, Srinivas, but I want to understand from you that Rahul Gandhi is claiming this as a Telangana model that needs to be taken up in the rest of the country, but what really is the Telangana model?
Telangana model, as far as Telangana model is concerned, we have promised that we would undertake the caste survey report, which we have done. The report is being tabled in the assembly tomorrow. Basically, what we are trying to do is give, once all the reports, this is only the first step towards, giving opportunities and giving, strengthening the OBCs, Dalits and Adivasis in the future endeavors, political or other.
So why not start from the cabinet? Why not start from the Revanth Reddy cabinet? I have just mentioned what is the entire composition of the Revanth Reddy cabinet. How much of that representation is really being seen there? Just 3 leaders, maybe 5.
As of now, as I said, this is only the first. This is only the first step. As far as the promise made by the Congress government has conducted the survey report. The report results of the report are there. Survey are there. Tomorrow the report is being tabled in the assembly. Once the report is tabled and discussions take place, whatever the recommendations are, whatever the recommendations of the assembly, state assembly might
Mr.
be
Rahul
there,
Reddy,
they
would you call this a welcome
put
step?
forward.
Right ahead of Telangana Assembly and the tabling of this particular report tomorrow, would you call this a welcome step? The census. Mr. Ravula Sridhar Reddy.
Yeah, I mean, can you just come again?
Yeah, I wanted to understand, is the BRS calling this a welcome step in Telangana?
See, as far as BC reservation, we don't have any problem. But the way this caste census was done, it is not proper, and this survey report is with full of flaws. There was no scientific approach towards it. It was not properly done. There is no sanctity to this report because they themselves have, made it clear that only 96.9% families have, given their information. 3.1 lakh families have not given the information. So, without having 100% information of the total number of families in the state, how can you declare it's a proper report? So we have doubts, and not only me, not only BRS party, and their own party leaders, many of the activists from the BC reservation groups or OBC welfare groups and all, they also have expressed doubts over the sanctity of this report, which they are planning to table tomorrow in the assembly. And this shows clearly the lack of sincerity in the approach from Congress Party Telangana, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi taking this as an example. I'm really, doubt their integrity on the entire activity. Whether they are trying to just wish away just by tabling a report which is not proper, because it was done in haste in 15 days time. There was no proper manpower deployment, and in many of the places, even the enumerators have gone, could not collect the details properly. Many of the places, they have pasted the stickers, but the information was not given to them. There was so many flaws and gaps in this particular survey. I doubt the sincerity, rather integrity of this particular.
Okay, before I allow Mr. Srinivas Reddy to respond to that, I would bring in Mr. N.V. Subhash. Mr. Subhash, Rahul Gandhi is claiming that Telangana model is a glowing example of what should be done in the rest of the country. Here we have one opposition party in Telangana claiming that this survey has been hastily done. There is no scientific proof to the conduction of this particular survey. It's not done in the apt way. Now that Rahul Gandhi has taken that matter up in the parliament, how is the BJP really, countering the claims that he's making? If at all the Bharatiya Janata Party chooses to counter it, or is it an implementation that the BJP nationally will look at? Because eventually that is what has been the demand so far.
Good evening, ma'am, and to all the panelists here. First of all, I would like to say that Revant Reddy and his, the colleague team are completely misleading Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party in the center. Why? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party Telangana claims that this kind of survey is unscientific, it's unconventional, and it is only to blame the center. See, just because they have given, in the manifesto that they wanted to conduct a survey and then do the reservations and then put it in the assembly and then blame it on center. There are so many Supreme Court judgments that 50% cap should be done, 50%, more than 50% reservation should not be done on that. And while Revant Reddy was in opposition, when BRS party under the leadership of KCR as the chief minister, he has done this, the survey. He said it is unscientific, it is invasion of privacy. And if the enumerators who have gone, who have come to all the houses here, most of the houses that they could not do. Even in the applications, there are so many flaws. And people, there is a blank, there is, which caste you belong, people have left it blank. How can the Telangana government hastily, within, 1 month or 1.5 months, they can say that, they have completely done the survey on that. And this is completely an, false survey. We can say, it is a false survey. Traditionally, the Congress, the party, under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and including, the Rajiv Gandhi also, they could not implement the Mandal Commission. The Mandal Commission report in that. And the Congress party in the Karnataka, though they have done the survey, they could not do it. This is hastily done. We feel that it is very, very unscientific done, because last time, what we have, the census, what I have the information, it was 56%. Now they have reduced it to 46%. The Bharatiya Janata Party demands that if you are really sincere about it, why don't Revanth Reddy's government go to the Supreme Court and then file a review petition on that about the Supreme Court about the capping of the 50% reservations, more than 50% reservations. Why can't they do that? And as you rightly said, ma'am, that first, if they are so serious about it, they should first make the cabinet prune and then make more BCs on that. The Bharatiya Janata Party is not against the caste census, because in the budget also today, Nirmala Sitharamanji, 564 crores have been allotted for doing the caste survey, and in the Bharatiya Janata Party cabinet as well as MPs also, we have largest number of OBCs, BCs, including the cabinet. So we demand that.
All right, Srinivas Reddy, respond please. The feasibility of implementation is being questioned. It's unscientific. That is what BJP and the BRS are claiming. And the fact that look within is also a question that the BJP is mentioning here, something that I mentioned. What about your own cabinet? Srinivas.
Looking within our own cabinet, definitely will be taken care of by. As far as the scientific reasoning is concerned, this has been done very scientifically. More than 1.1 lakh surveyors have gone for the past one and a half month, nearly 50 days they have done the survey, and after which getting most of the data from the households, which has been compiled and then submitted. It is not as though nothing scientific has been done. They don't have the interest of doing anything, and they would always like to point fingers at somebody who wants to do anything. So I don't think I can consider the claims of both the parties that there is lack of sincerity or it has been done hastily or something of that sort.
Okay.
We have done it very scientifically, and there was no haste in that. It's almost 13 months now after the elections that the report has come out. It's not as though immediately after the election something has been done and after immediately just to...
Right. Ravula, you wanted to make a point. I want to also understand from you what had stopped the BRS when it was in power?
You're not clear.
Yeah, I wanted to understand what stopped the BRS when it was in power. Why not go ahead with this such a census, which of course is taking a cue from the Bihar example? Why did you guys not do it?
See, BRS government always worked for the upliftment of these communities and the kind of welfare and development schemes which we have implemented. Yes, the caste census was a long pending demand, and what Subhash was saying is also to a certain extent right. But now I also would like to ask both BJP and Congress doesn't have the sincerity towards this particular thing, because caste census, even at the center, which is pending for a long time, even seeing this particular budget, I don't know how, whether Subhash knows it or not, 550 crores is not going to help in any way. For a caste census, it could be, we need more than 5,000 crores or something, which was a regular estimate. So that means even this time, BJP is not going to take it up centrally. And Congress survey in Telangana is, I am repeating my statement, it has no scientific approach. It is full of mistakes. It is not a 100% survey. People of all sections, rather entire Telangana, I should say it is rejected by people now. If they table it tomorrow, what they are going to do? They are going to make a resolution in the assembly and send it to the central government. Then ends the matter.
Mr. Subhash, would you like to respond to that? What you said about the budget presentation is really not cutting any ice with the BRS.
See, the budget presentation is 546 crores, that's what we have the information, and 5,800 crores for the popular survey. And as far as this is only the blame game. If they are really serious, it's only resolution, ma'am. It's only the resolution. Resolution will be, since they have the majority in the just assembly, they will just do it on that. See, my question is, if you are really sincere about it, there is why don't you put a review petition in the Supreme Court by removing this 50% cap on Supreme Court, because it is very clear. And every day they are changing the equations on that. They are just changing the equations. If they are really sincere about it, they should prune their the cabinet. They should prune their the party part, because there are so many forward class ministers and office bearers in the party also.
Okay.
And where in other Congress ruled states also they did not do it. Rahul Gandhi is taking only the pilot project in that. How can 90% people be in the BCs from Telangana? Because there are in the survey report, the initial report, what the government has claimed, around 15 to 20% or the forward class, including Muslim class. They have combined the Muslims into OBCs and then the BCs. So this is only the political gimmick because they wanted to divert the attention because Revanth Reddy's government is getting so much of opposition, stiff oppositions from his own party members as well as the public because of the local body elections which are due next year, next month, and then there are legislative council just elections. They are just making it a statement and then putting the blame because they know very well that even if it is passed in the Assembly of Telangana, it has to be sent to the center. Okay. The center definitely will look into this matter. We are committed on that. Since we are committed, we have more number of MPs, MLAs, and
okay, so Srinivas, is that a sword hanging on the Congress's head? Sincere. Because you have local body elections that are coming up. There are agitations that are being, in fact, the other backward communities are warning the Revanth Reddy government of agitation if that 42% reservation really is not given. What is the government planning on doing on that? And that point that Mr. Subhash has raised on other Congress ruled states really not coming out with a survey. In fact, Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka has been sitting on that survey for so many months now. Why is that happening and why that discrepancy really?
Let me again come back to what I have stated. What they are saying is Congress ruled states already, which we have committed. We have committed in Telangana that we are going to do the caste survey, and we have done that. And we
but have what about Karnataka?
Karnataka will be coming up because they have their
Why? Because it's suiting Siddaramaiah because he doesn't want to come out with the exact figures of the Vokaliga and Lingayat community, the population, and how much of the population do these communities really constitute, and this will of course be denting his politics. Is that why that report is not yet public?
No, it's not that, but definitely there are some minor issues which are probably pushing them not to table the report. But here is the case of Telangana, where we are discussing about Telangana. Here, when we are discussing about Telangana, tomorrow the report is being tabled in the assembly. After that, it is definitely going to the center. Let us see what they are going to do. What we had to do, we are doing. It is up to them.
Srinivas, you've not answered both the questions. You are talking about how we're discussing about Telangana. We're also talking about nationally how the caste census, and that's the demand of the Congress party unilaterally, that nationally there needs to be a caste census, out of which there is another Congress ruled state, that is Karnataka. You've completely steered away from that question that they must be having their own trappings and that's why they have not done it. What about this implementation before the local body elections in Telangana?
The Karnataka government is also on there doing it, and definitely the report will also come out. As far because every state has got its own permutations.
How long it will take?
There are certain issues over there because of which it is being delayed. But we are only talking about 2 Congress ruled states. What about the rest of India where the NDA is ruling? What are they trying to do? Okay. They are only trying to point out that these 2 states are 2 states which Congress is trying to do something. They want to gain points even there by saying that you are not doing over here and you are not doing over there. You are doing here, but what about you? You are not doing anywhere.
Srinivas,
we are willing to do everywhere if we come to power in the center and different states.
All right, with that, I'd like to thank my guests. Thank you so much for, in fact, sharing your views and making this really civil. We'd have to see if at all that implementation that Srinivas Reddy is really promising for Karnataka really happens soon, because Siddaramaiah surely is sitting on that report, and whether or not that entire tirade that the Congress leadership under Rahul Gandhi really chooses to launch at the center, whether it is going anywhere or whether it is in fact putting a trap on the Congress itself. Well, we'll have to see and wait and watch which way is this fight really headed. With that, it's a wrap from my side. Thank you so much for watching Please Speak.
Co-powered by
बजट के बाद राज्यपाल अभिभाषण में आपको पर्याप्त अवसर दूंगा। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है, नहीं माननीय अखिलेश जी, आपने संसद की मर्यादा को आप बना के रखे हैं। कभी बजट भाषण के अंदर इस तरीके का नहीं हुआ, ये उचित नहीं है, ये उचित नहीं है। अखिलेश जी प्लीज, मैं आपको मौका दूंगा राज्यपाल अभिभाषण पे, प्लीज। नो, ये तरीका ठीक नहीं है। नो, राज्यपाल अभिभाषण पे चर्चा होगी। नो तरीका।
Honorable Speaker, I present the budget for 25-26. This budget continues our government's efforts to A. Accelerate growth, B. Secure inclusive development, C. Invigorate private sector investments, D. Uplift household sentiments, and E. Enhance spending power of India's rising middle class. Together, we embark on a journey to unlock our nation's tremendous potential for greater prosperity and global positioning under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. As we complete the first quarter of the 21st century, continuing geopolitical headwinds suggest lower global economic growth over the medium term. However, our aspiration for a Vikasit Bharat inspires us, and the transformative work we have done during our government's first 2 terms guides us to march forward resolutely. Our economy is the fastest growing among all major economies. Our development track record for the past 10 years and structural reforms have drawn global attention. Confidence in India's capability and potential has only grown in this period. We see the next 5 years as a unique opportunity to realize Sabka Vikas, stimulating balanced growth of all regions. The great Telugu poet and playwright Gurujada Apparao had said, "Deshamante matti kadoy, deshamante manushuloy," meaning a country is not just its soil, a country is its people. In line with this, for us, Vikasit Bharat encompasses zero poverty, 100% quality good school education, access to high quality, affordable and comprehensive health care, 100% skilled labor with meaningful employment, 70% women in economic activities, and farmers making our country the food basket of the world. In this budget, the proposed development measures span 10 broad areas focusing on Garib, youth, Annadata and Nari, spurring agricultural growth and productivity, building rural prosperity and resilience, taking everyone together on an inclusive growth path, boosting manufacturing and furthering Make in India, supporting MSMEs, enabling employment-led development, investing in people, economy and innovation, securing energy supplies, promoting exports and nurturing innovation. For this journey of development, our 4 powerful engines are agriculture, MSME, investments and exports. The fuel, our reforms, our guiding spirit, inclusivity, and the destination, Vikasit Bharat. This budget aims to initiate transformative reforms across 6 domains. During the first 5 years, these will augment our growth potential and global competitiveness. The domains are taxation, power sector, urban development, mining, financial sector, and regulatory reforms. Agriculture as the first engine. Now I move to specific proposals, beginning with agriculture as the first engine. Prime Minister
CNN News 18 Primetime Studio.
Hello and good evening. You're watching The Right Stand with me, Kritsween Valyan. We're coming to you live from CNN News 18 Primetime Studio, presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Viewers, we take this up at an interesting time in the larger Indian political landscape. Just 2 days away from the Delhi elections, 3 months after Maharashtra elections, and close to 8 months after the 2024 Lok Sabha elections that once again gave the NDA an edge, but in the form of a coalition sarkar. And in this context, any election that has seen a BJP victory and a Congress defeat has seen a host of EVM manipulation charges being hurled by the grand old party. In fact, just yesterday, the Congress set up an 8-member empowered action group of leaders and experts, or EAGLE, to keep a bird's eye view of elections in the country and monitor what they call the conduct of free and fair elections by the Election Commission of India. And today, viewers, while replying to the motion of thanks on President's address, Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi repeated some of the allegations while raising questions over the integrity of Maharashtra elections held in November last year, in which the BJP-led Mahayuti won a massive mandate. Rahul Gandhi alleged that about 70 lakh voters, equivalent to Himachal Pradesh's population, were added to the electoral rolls in Maharashtra between the Lok Sabha